Ponyfans.com here with defensive end Taylor Thompson. Taylor, you said you lost 10 or 15 pounds since last year. What are you weighing now, and whose idea was that? Was that your own choice, or was that the coaches telling you to do that?
I did that on my own so I can get the 8-pack back for summer. But now I'm back to 285, so sold up again.
Oh, so this was a cosmetic thing? This wasn't to increase your quickness or anything over last year?
It was just for the lake, you know. Ladies, too. Ladies like the 8-pack.
So this wasn't something you came across when you were chasing Trevor Vitito around at the end of the UTEP game?
Maybe a little bit. That was tied into it, but I'm in better shape now than I ever was, so. And at a higher playing weight, at 285, so.
Okay, you say you're in better shape. Is that just leaner than you were before? You were always in very lean condition and look like you're in great shape. How are you in different shape now?
Well, imagine if I was in great shape, then imagine that times like 5. So I'm just leaner. I can run a lot better than I used to. My flexibility has gone up a lot. My conditioning has increased.
What'd you change in your off-season workout routine to get to this stage?
I worked a lot with Coach Mel and Steve. In the off-season, doing running and flexibility stuff, doing a lot of the workouts that they want us to do. I think that helped me a lot.
You lost a lot of faces from last year's defense. What's going to be the biggest difference with guys like Kennemer and McCann and Rock and Parham and those guys all gone? What's the biggest difference in this year's defense from last year?
I would say just like the senior leaders, having Rock and Parham and Chase, but I have a good feeling that we have a lot of players coming in to step up and who are ready to take over that role.
Among the starters on the defensive line, you're sort of the old man now. Do you find yourself taking on more of a leadership role, and if so, how? Is that more in the weight room, or is that talking to players out on the field, in the film room? What kind of leadership role are you taking?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say definitely in the weight room for sure, and on the field. I try to lead by example a lot. And I would say I've stepped up my leadership roles just in the locker room, too, a little bit this year since I'm a junior, you know, the old guy in the room.
Last year you led the team with 5.5 sacks. What's a realistic goal for this year? And do you expect teams to start game planning more for you and scheming to keep you away from their quarterback more than they did in the past?
I expect to probably double that number. My pass rush is just like, it's like night and day. I just learned a lot about the game. I learned a lot about the hand moves. Worked with Coach Hill a lot this offseason, and especially in two-a-days, just practicing my hand moves. But as far as other teams go, that's up to them. I'm just gonna keep playing my game. You know, it's all about what I do. I don't really care what they do. I'm just gonna keep playing what I do.
Okay, I know that in your practices, the defense and offense don't go head-to-head a whole lot, but when you have gone to 11-on-11, you get lined up with J.T. Brooks, who last year really came on toward the end of the year. How good is he now compared to some of the better tackles that you've seen, and how good can he be?
I would say he's definitely improved over the offseason. He's leaned up a lot. His body type, just period, is just total body change. He's a lot leaner. He's gotten a lot quicker, a lot better with his hands. So I think going against JT in practice is going to help me a lot playing other teams, because going against him gives me a really good look of the really good tackles in our conference. Helps me improve my game.
A lot's been made of the new front that Coach Hill and Coach Mason are putting together, where they slide Marquise Frazier into the nose and have you and Margus Hunt at the defensive ends. How much does that say about where Margus is in terms of his learning curve, and how much have you seen him grow, or what's the biggest change that you've seen in him between now and a year ago at this time?
Just his football awareness and his technique. I mean, coming in, not playing at all, he was really raw. He had the strength and he had the size, but he didn't really know what was going on. And I'd say a year of experience has definitely helped him grow, just learning about the game and learning about certain plays, certain, you know, like if it's 2nd and 10, it's probably going to be a pass, or if it's 3rd and 2, it's going to be a run. It's small stuff like that he really just didn't know. And now playing a year and watching film every day, he's learned a lot about it.
And talking to some of your coaches about you last year, they said the talent's always been there, but there was some inconsistency. And toward the end of the year, there were times when you were really dominant. The UTEP game, certainly in the Hawaii Bowl. What brought about that change? How did that consistency arrive, and at what point did you really feel that coming on in your game?
I would say just from playing more, because like I didn't really know football at all. So just playing more, yeah, I didn't. It's funny, and just playing more and learning and working with Coach Hill. Really, Coach Hill working with me technique every day, just repping it and repping it and repping it. It just got programmed in my head to where it's like subconscious. I just don't even think about it. And so whenever I step into the game, I can just let loose, and my technique will just play automatically.